Every job has that one co-worker everyone avoids like the plague. Well, it turns out that working in Hollywood is just like any other job, and some celebrities have earned a serious reputation among their co-stars. So much so that other actors don't ever want to work with them again. Let's take a look at some of the most infamous co-star beefs and how they got started. Julia Roberts vs. Nick Nolte. Co-stars in the 1994 rom-com I Love Trouble, Roberts and Nolte didn't mesh well on screen or off. Reportedly, the constant quarreling got so bad that director Charles Shire resorted to filming some of their scenes separately to keep them apart as much as possible.
You have zero chance of scoring here. Trust me. Move on.
I'm sorry, where did you say you're from? Bitchville?
While shooting, Roberts told the New York Times that Nolte was completely disgusting and seems to go out of his way to repel people. Nolte later shot back, "It's not nice to call someone disgusting, but she's not a nice person. Everyone knows that." James Franco vs. Tyrese Gibson. Much of the 2006 military drama Annapolis centers around a planned boxing tournament for the US Naval Academy.
There ain't no way I'm letting someone finish this year who's not worthy of this academy.
I'm not quitting.
But Franco took his method acting way too far. According to co-star Tyrese Gibson, Franco actually landed punches during rehearsal. Gibson told Elle, "The dude was full on hitting me. I was always like, James, lighten up, man. We're just practicing." He never lightened up. Franco denies ever hitting Gibson, but admitted to GQ, "I was probably a jerk." But the admission wasn't good enough for Gibson, who told Playboy in 2007, "I never want to work with him again, and I'm sure he feels the same way. It felt very personal. It was f***ed up." Shannen Doherty vs. everyone. The notoriously difficult Shannen Doherty reportedly nearly came to blows with her Beverly Hills 90210 castmate Jenny Garth. Fighting became so bad that fellow 90210 vet Tori Spelling revealed to Lifetime in 2015 that she even got her father, Aaron Spelling, who produced the show, to fire Doherty. Then, 4 years later, Doherty and castmate Alyssa Milano beefed on the set of another Aaron Spelling production, Charmed. According to Milano, there were definitely some rough days. It was very much sort of like high school. Over a decade has passed since Doherty's departure from Charmed, and it seems she and Milano have finally buried the hatchet. When Doherty was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2016, Milano said,
"I told her my concern and how everyone was on her side and we're all supporting her, and she was very appreciative that I reached out."
Richard Gere vs. Sylvester Stallone. For years, there's been an apparent behind-the-scenes feud between Gere and Stallone. Stallone finally explained the beef between the actors with Ain't It Cool News in 2006, saying Gere had originally been cast as the lead in 1974's The Lords of Flatbush. But since Gere and Stallone clashed immediately during filming, Gere was replaced by Perry King. Stallone recalls Gere getting too rough during fight rehearsals and spilling greasy food all over Stallone's pants. Sly claims, "To this day, he seriously dislikes me. He even thinks I'm the individual responsible for the gerbil rumor." Not true, but that's the rumor.
Hey, just relax, amigo. You want to talk? We'll talk. I'm a sucker for good conversation.
Robert Downey Jr. vs. Terrence Howard. Howard isn't shy about talking about his falling out with Iron Man co-star Robert Downey Jr.
I'm not mad, I'm indifferent. I'm not mad.
I told him I was sorry, but
I'm just indifferent right now. You don't respect yourself, so I know you don't respect me.
In 2013, Howard appeared on Watch What Happens Live and claimed that while the studio had initially signed him to a 3-movie deal,
He came to me with the second and said, "Look, we will pay you 1/8 of what we contractually had for you because we think the second one would be successful with or without you."
he went on to blame Downey, aka the former friend, whom had helped book Iron Man in the first place.
And I called my friend that I helped get the first job, and he didn't call me back for 3 months.
3 years later, the pair finally patched things up and reunited at the 2016 wedding of director Brian Grazer. Kevin Smith vs. Bruce Willis. While Smith and Willis had no issues acting together in Live Free or Die Hard, the two hit the skids on the set of 2010's Cop Out, in which Willis starred and Smith directed. Smith had even taken a massive pay cut in order to work with Willis on the film. But unfortunately, superstars sometimes come with super egos.
It just went south. Right away. The whole thing went south, Jack.
Smith later described the cop-out directing experience with Willis as soul-crushing, and credits Willis's co-star Tracy Morgan with helping him get through filming. Were it not for Tracy, I might have killed myself or someone else in the making of that movie.
He's just talking. And the whole time I'm just thinking, that's David Addison, man.
In his 2012 memoir, Tough Shit, Smith said that Willis turned out to be the unhappiest, most bitter, and meanest emo bitch I've ever met at any job I've held down. And mind you, I've worked at Domino's Pizza. Ouch. Julianna Margulies versus Archie Panjabi. On the set of The Good Wife, an ongoing feud between stars Julianna Margulies and Archie Panjabi caused tension for years before Panjabi left the show. While their characters were close friends, the actresses were not.
I don't have a friend, Alicia. You were a friend, and you lied to me.
The pair were not actually filmed together for a whopping 51 episodes, and most on-screen communication between the characters took place over the phone. When Panjabi left the show, she and Margulies finally had a scene together, but yep, it was also filmed separately with some crafty post-production. Bette Davis versus Joan Crawford. It was one of the most famous Hollywood rivalries of all time, so much that effects even developed a series centered on the feud.
And action.
I barely touched her.
These two queens of the silver screen had it in for each other as early as the 1930s, when Davis starred in the film Dangerous alongside Franco Tone. Davis was soon smitten with the actor, but Crawford won that round, marrying Tone soon after the movie wrapped production. Later, Davis famously remarked, "Crawford slept with every male star at MGM except Lassie." The rivalry came to a fever pitch in the 1960s, when Davis and Crawford co-starred in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. When only Davis was nominated for an Oscar for her role in the film, Crawford was livid.
God, I hate this night!
Crawford campaigned against Davis and managed to steal the limelight for herself when she accepted the Oscar on behalf of winner Anne Bancroft, who was unable to attend the ceremony. Producer William Fire recalled Davis's reaction at an Oscars after-party. Davis filled a glass with scotch all the way to the rim, telling Fire it was for Crawford. When Fire told her that Crawford drank vodka and not scotch, Davis replied, "I don't care what she drinks, this is going into her f***ing face." Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.